नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदिरे नष्टप्रायेष पद्मेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनदारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वर नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. Okay, now Vidura is chastising Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra is trying to quit home. So here we'll see that particularly the name Bhima has been used. And also we had a breakout room discussion, no? Like Vidura is trying to say, yeah, something to Pandavas, and to Dhritarashtra, his approach was different. You remember? That's what where we stopped.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
I think we stopped here in for a breakout room. Before that, yeah, 23. Yes. So after the 23 or 24, here it is said that how Vidura approached Pandavas and the Vidura's approach to the Dhritarashtra. We saw a difference, no? We had a breakout room also here. So here the dealing, yeah. So to Pandavas, he didn't disclose that the Yadu dynasty have left, didn't want to cause anxiety and problem for them. But instead, into Dhritarashtra, he was like saying about his old age, disease, and being like a dog to taking food from Bhima and all that. Okay, so we saw the difference, how Vidura approached. And also this will help us in ISKCON also to some extent. This will help us to understand how we should deal with what type of people here. So, yes. So this we saw how Vidura being a, even though in a Shudra's son, he had all qualification of a Brahmana, because he's just the qualification was, I mean, the main qualification was he was a devotee of Krishna. Okay, so in that way, Vidura is very, very, very pious. And we saw the discussion there. So here, yeah, we stopped in 23. Astonishing urge to live. Yeah. So he's saying that how by you're becoming like a dog, taking food from Bhima, because Bhima particularly have killed his own two main favorite sons, Duryodhana and Dushasan. So Bhima's name is particularly used here. 24th sloka, he says, you have a degraded life. Can someone chant the 24th verse? Hare Krishna. Verse number 24.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Can I do, Mataji?
Yes.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Agnir Nistrosto Datascha Garo Darascha Dushtitaha Haratam Shetram Dhanam Yeshyam Tadatir Ashubhi Kiyat. Translation. There is no need to live a degraded life and subsist on the charity of those whom you try to kill by arson and poisoning. You also insulted one of their wives and usurped their kingdom and wealth. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mataji, have I to read purport?
Oh, no. So here it is said that you having a degraded life. Why? Because you have killed them with, tried to kill them with fire, poison, wife has been insulted and everything else. So you stole the wealth. So again and again, Vidura is reminding Dhritarashtra like what all things they have done. Now, Vishan Mahatme Purushada Darshana Asat Sapaya Vanavasa Kuchade Mrite Aneka Maharatastra Draune Stratascha Hare Abhirakshitam. So many things Kunti Maharani says that these things happened. So all this is was done by Dhritarashtra or his sons. And Vidura is reminding him all this, what all you have done. Still, you are living in charity for that particular person. So here, importance of retiring from family life in timely manner to pursue self-realization. What stage is that called?
Vanaprastha.
Vanaprastha.
Vanaprastha. Yeah, Vanaprastha. So that's what is the age given at that Vanaprastha?
55
50.
onwards.
It is said
50 to
50.
75, then 70.
It's given 50 plus, yeah, after 50. So Vanaprastha, also it's one of the stages of Varnashrama system. So here Prabhupada says main purpose is for self-realization and attainment of salvation in human form of life. So that's how it is followed. So here Vidura is saying that person like Dhritarashtra, even he's been like so old now in ripened, almost very ripened stage, and he still wants to stay home and in a degraded condition, also to accept charity from his own enemy, whom he considered enemies. But Yudhishthira Maharaj, they maintain them because they know it's been elderly taken care, and they completely forgot what all they have faced. But here, Vidura is like, you don't forget anything, and you are the cause of their miseries, and still you are living under charity. So it's like politicians, especially, do not retire from political activities, no, unless they are dragged by cruel death or killed by the opposing element and all. I know one politician like 72, 74 or something. Still, he wants to be one of the leaders, and he was not able to come out of the position, so attached to the position. So to stick to family life to the end of one's human life is the grossest type of degradation. And there is absolute need for Vidura to educate Dhritarashtra, even at that present moment. Even though Dhritarashtra heard the whole Bhagavad Gita from Sanjaya, still there was no changes in him, because he was just worried about the outcome of the battle, his son's victory, and all that. And Prahlad Maharaj also says that Sadhumanye Asuravarya Dehinam Sada Samupiknadiyam Asatkuha Hitvatmapadam Grihamanta Kupam Vanam Gatoyat Harimashrayeta. So what should we do? Vanam Gatoyat Harimashrayeta. So he's saying that don't get hold of this temporary household life for long, because it's full of anxiety. It's like a dark well. And there is no water also, it's only suffering. So we should give up the position, go to the forest. He meant like Vrindavan or place like that, and where Krishna consciousness is prevalent, Harimashrayeta. So, but that is what Prahlad Maharaj said. But later on, Mahaprabhu also recommends Thane Sita Shrudikada Tanumana. Wherever we are, be there. At the same time, involved in Krishna consciousness. So this Vanam, Prahlad Maharaj says, is because Griham Anta Kupam, it is said. But this Griham Anta Kupam is what type of Griham? Is it for everyone? Griham Anta Kupam?
Grihamedis.
Yeah, these are Grihamedis. That is only for sense gratification. For Grihamedi and Grihastha, there are two sayings. So one Grihastha is an ashrama. Grihastha means the Krishna is in the center. For them, that house, like I know one devotee, every Ekadashi or special days, devotees come to that particular house and chant. So it's like a small center. It's like a temple only. So just imagine if you go to anyone's each devotee's house, the nice altar they maintain, it's like not less than a temple. So that's for Grihastha Ashrama. That's not this Grihamanta Kupam. It's not for everyone. Prahlad Maharaj is especially meant for those who are into sense gratification. That is Asat Griha. That is mainly for Grihametis. Okay, where sense gratification is in the center. As for them, yes, they should leave everything and go. But for a devotee, the whole house is itself like Vrindavan. So for them, they don't have to leave and go. So so here he's been saying that you are living a degraded life. 25th sloka, he calls him as a miser. Because despite your unwillingness to die, but to remain alive at the cost and honor, death is approaching you. So he's saying that Yamaraj is almost coming, it's close, but still you don't want to leave. No, Mrityu Sarva Harasyaham, death will take everything from us. If death doesn't take, if we don't leave everything will leave us. At one point, things will start leaving us. So he is saying, who is a miser? Who's a miser?
Who does not spend
Kripana
for
Mataji, the one is Kripana.
Okay,
He
one
will
who
learn
doesn't.
much, but he won't spend for others also, for himself also. He will just save.
Yeah, how is that Mysore word connected in Krishna consciousness?
Materially attached. They don't want to give up their attachments and satisfaction of their senses, anything which is there. It is not easy for them to give up that.
They won't give
How is
money
that a
for
Mysore?
Krishna consciousness also,
No,
and
no,
for other good things also.
no. Mysore means, okay, as you said, a very stingy person who doesn't spend. Okay. He has money, but he doesn't spend. How is that applied in Krishna consciousness? Prabhupada gives a nice comparison. Understand the meaning. Mysore means what? Somebody has something but not using. So in
Yeah,
human
not
form,
using for the service of the Lord. He's just using it for the sense gratification only.
what? What is he using?
Money, his
Good,
money,
good,
his
He's
good.
not
service.
utilizing his
He,
intelligence,
Consciousness, Mataji,
human form of
intelligence and
life,
consciousness
Mataji.
His all
to
Indriya
go for
senses.
Krishna
His,
consciousness, for
This
advancement in spiritual. He's not using his intelligence and consciousness to go advance.
Yeah,
in
he's not
they
using
do
his
not know the
body.
value of human life.
It's not just money. It's not like somebody in Krishna consciousness not spending money for Krishna as a Mysore. No. Even if you don't spend money, but you do complete service to Krishna, that's
Service.
also great. So that's not a Mysore. Mysore is not just, in an English term, Mysore means somebody who doesn't spend money. But in Krishna consciousness, Mysore is something like you have a human form of life and you're not using the human form of life in serving Krishna. That is a person called a Mysore. And opposite of Mysore is
spendthrift.
yeah?
Generous.
English word is spendthrift, but one who
Mataji,
is
one who is
devoted,
generous or
surrendered
maybe
Not in
one
to
who is
English,
Krishna.
not in English.
elevated
In
like a
Who is
Krishna
sadhu.
surrendered to
consciousness.
Krishna, lotus feet of Krishna, utilizing all his
Wherein,
senses
Mataji,
towards
sadhu
Krishna.
somewhere.
Narottam,
Mataji,
Yeah,
it
what
was
is
there
that?
in
Mahatma or
Upadesh
sadhu?
Amrit.
What is he called as?
There
Narottam
in
Sadhu
Mahatma,
Upadesh Amrit. No, Mataji. Person who is very
Mahatma, is it Mahatma?
open,
He's called a
open-hearted.
Brahmana. Prabhupada says he's called a Brahmana. There's a beautiful lecture by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada says somebody is a Kripana and the opposite is a Brahmana. Brahmajana Didi Brahmana. So somebody who knows who is Brahman or the Supreme Lord and serves, that's a Brahmana, it's given. So opposite is a Mysore. Has a human form and not using it properly. Manushya Janma Paya,
राधा कृष्ण ना भजिया
Janiya
जानिया
Shuniya,
सुनिया
Banya,
विषा
Visha
Vishaya,
Vishakaina. So Manushya Janma Paya, Radha Krishna Namaje, even after getting human form of life and not worshipping Radha Krishna, Janiya Shunya Vishakaina, purposely drinking poison. So Prabhupada says, you got the human form of life and you're not using it in the right way to do service to the Lord, then we are a Mysore because we have human form, we are not using. Like how a person have money and not using that money for something useful. So then finally what happens? That money also is gone, he is also gone. So similarly, human form of life also will be wasted. So in that way, Vidura calls Dhritarashtra a Mysore or a Kripana. And also he said that if one goes to a remote place and free from all obligation or quits his material body, then when it has become useless, that is what we should do, he's saying. That anyway, the Narad Muni says the body belongs to whom? Does he belongs to the parents who gave us?
To the
no,
No, Mataji.
No. Does it belongs to the earth because we are going to get merged in the earth or the body is going to get disposed in the earth because some people
but
bury
still
the
the soul is there.
There's the soul and it's a
So
part
the
and
part
I'm
and
parcel
asking the
parcel
of
of
body.
God.
I'm asking the body. So some people burn the body and it become ashes. So is the body belong to the fire? Where it
all the five
some
elements.
some bodies are eaten by some insects and worms.
vultures.
Yeah, does the body belong to them? To whom the body belongs to them?
Just to those five elements, earth, water,
So whom does it belong to?
Krishna.
Material nature of Krishna, Mataji.
It belongs to Krishna because the Lord gave. See,
Mahatattva, like
when
Mahatattva is from the Krishna only.
when Sanatana Goswami had these some kind of a skin disease and he didn't want to get embarrassed by embracing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because whenever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Sanatana Goswami, because he's Marathi Manjari. The whole pus and everything used to be on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body. So Sanatana Goswami, because he traveled through forest, because he was arrested, and he through the forest, and he in the jungle he was drinking some rotten water, spoiled waters and everything. He got the skin disease. So when he came to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he already had so much problems, and he had a thought of committing suicide by jumping in front of Jagannath Radha. And there Mahaprabhu understood his intention and said, your body belongs to me. So he said, because the body is like a temple, Krishna is in this body as Paramatma. Okay, Atma is there, but Atma is like, what is the comparison given? Atma and the soul and the body, the analogy. How it changes
Parrot
the
and
body,
the
like
cage. Parrot in the cage, Mataji. Soul is the parrot.
changing the body. How does
Like
it change?
dress, Mataji. Dress, how
Changing of the
Car,
garments,
Mataji,
car
Mataji.
and the driver.
Changing of the garments, dress.
Analogy.
Mataji, the dream, like a dream also, Prabhupada has told about a dream, like the subtle body
Okay.
goes and then comes back to the same. And if they are permanent,
No,
sleep
taking
is
different
death. Like if
bodies.
you are dreaming, permanent dream is a death, is told in one of the lectures, no?
No,
changing our
different
dress,
bodies, like
Mataji.
not
We are
getting
changing our
attached.
Changing
we
their
are
dress. Mataji,
dress
it is
changing.
like changing the
Caterpillar
dress.
changing to butterfly.
No.
Is it the taking of fragrance,
Taking up,
Mataji? The mind
soul taking up one body,
fragrance?
leaving another body, not getting attached. Soul and body not getting attached.
Fragrance of the flower.
Mataji, lotus flower?
Water on the lotus
Something
stem.
about fragrance,
Lotus
but
Lotus
not
flower in the
flower.
Water
water?
on the lotus flower.
Lotus flower?
Lotus.
changing the body. That is a lotus leaf, no? As Patram,
Lotus leaf.
Patma Patrami Vampasha, getting detached. Air carrying aromas.
Aroma.
Aromas.
Yeah, the air goes to one place, take nice aroma, then goes to another place, takes bad aroma, but air is not having any order. So, but then it's not attached. So similarly here, he's saying that somebody who's a dhira, dhirastatrana mukhyati, somebody is a dhira, he will not be restless. So Dhritarashtra, why are you restless now? Why are you feeling that that you're going to leave the body? Because it's all Krishna's arrangement and nothing to lament. And yes, in next sloka, he says you're like Narottama. That's a first classman, one who leaves home and develops the indifference to material attachment, either by himself or through others' inspiration, to depend fully on Lord Hari residing in the heart. Okay, so here he says that somebody who leaves home, in the sense, home is a place where there's a lot of attachment. But here again, to be mentioned, it's Grihamedis, not Grihastas. Because initially, joining ISKCON means what? Joining temple full time. There was nothing like in house you can do Krishna consciousness in 70s, 60s and 70s, because all houses were breaking the 4 regulative principles every day. It's not easy to train. Prabhupada could not train them in Krishna consciousness when they are at home or coming once a week on Sundays. No, because Prabhupada want to teach them everything from the beginning. So Matajis, Prabhujis, whoever it is, they just come and join the temple full time. So Prabhupada was like, now that those times, those who staying outside, there were people like George Harrison. He didn't join completely full time to temple. You know why? Why that George Harrison, the musician, he didn't become a full time devotee. He asked
Because
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada told him not to
Of this-
join and do the service to the Lord in whatever art form he is a champion, so that he spreads Krishna consciousness using that talent.
Yeah, so Prabhupada says you are already famous as a musician. And so through that, spread Krishna consciousness. Use your, sometimes I feel all of you know, whichever profession we are, through that, which we can spread Krishna consciousness. We have a lot of advantage using that profession. That's success. So Prabhupada said, don't join temple. Wherever you are, because you're already famous now, spread it. So he didn't allow. So like that, only we have a very few who were like practicing Krishna consciousness at home. But later on, Prabhupada said, after so many years, I can see in temple, there'll be less devotees, and outside temple, in the sense and houses, there'll be more and more devotees. Now, one day it was like 600 plus devotees joined, I think last Ekadashi for Mangaluru. And Mr. Prabhu was very happy. All of them were like telling Haribol, because in temple, there's not even 60 devotees or 16, we can say, but online, there are 600 plus watching. So Just imagine some houses you go, we used to do video call before taking initiation, no, for granting them permission. They show beautiful altar, no, beautiful altar decorated, and so much of service is happening in that house. Mataji cooking and Prabhuji also serving, and Kirtan and Arati and what all. So it's like a small temple only there. So many houses happening here. So here he says that this is like a first class person, somebody who's a Grihastha ashrama, or somebody following Grihastha ashrama. So Vidura says to Dhritarashtra, you have not become Narottama, at least become a Dhira. Okay, you didn't become the first class men. Because first class men are like devotees, okay, Uttama Adhikaris. You didn't become that, at least become a Dhira and leave for the north, because adopt the path of Dhira before Kali Yuga approaches. Okay, he says that. So he says in the 28th sloka, therefore leave for the north immediately without letting your relatives know. For soon that time will approach which will diminish the good qualities of men. That's Kali Yuga. No? Kali Yuga is. So 28th sloka, can someone recite? 28.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Ato dicim disham yatu svairanyata gatir bhavan ito vakya prayashav kala pumsam guna vikarshana. Translation also, Mataji.
Yes.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please therefore leave for the north immediately without letting your relatives know. For soon that time will approach, which will diminish the good qualities of men. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam. Thank you.
So he's telling that soon Kali Yuga is going to come. And why is Vidura especially mentioning about Kali Yuga?
Because he is aware that Krishna has left for his heavenly abode and he gone back to Goloka.
Yes, one is that Vidura knows that Krishna has left, and then so it's easy now. But in Kali Yuga, it's very easy, no?
Mataji, because
Kirtana
people
deva
started
Krishnasya
getting
mukta
little
sangha.
more deterioration started already. People started cheating, people started, and then that's why Yudhishthira also came to know that Lord has nearly left, I think so. So the people were
Yeah.
There were omens.
Even the seasons were changing, Mataji.
Ah.
Irregularities
Okay,
were there.
Before the
So
influence of the
irregularities
more
in
bad
everything,
omens.
in nature of people, nature, otherwise nature, everything started like going haywire. So
yeah,
before
but
the
in Kali
influence
Yuga, it
becomes
would be
more.
easy,
All
no?
the three things, physical, celestial, and territorial, everywhere there were evil omens which were showing the signs of change.
Yeah, but in Kali Yuga, it is easy, no? Kirtana deva Krishnasya mukta sangam parevehi. Dhritarashtra could have just chanted the holy name and went back to Godhead in Kali Yuga. But then this was Dwapar Yuga, no? It's more difficult.
End of Dwapar.
Because he was
but he didn't want the people to be left like that, because if he would have gone, it would have even more deteriorated, Mataji.
Okay.
Mataji, during that time, it was a temple worship that was recommended,
Ah.
and chanting of Hare Krishna
Yeah.
Maha Mantra was not there
Yes.
during that
Yeah,
time
it was
recommendation.
Kriteya dhyayato Vishnu
Vishnu.
Tretayam yajato
That is
mame
the temple worship.
Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalortat Hari Kirtanam. So Dwapare Paricharyayam. So there in Dwapar Yuga, it was actually deity worship, in the sense temple worship. And Krishna, they know that he is the supreme personality Godhead now, and he could have immediately did some kind of an austerity or spiritual path by doing temple worship, because in Dwapar Yuga it was very easy for him. And as you all said, yes, Dhritarashtra is already spoiled, and now in the sense already in a demonic mentality. And in Kali Yuga, the influence will be more on him. More Kali Yuga will attack more on this demonic kinds of people. So he's like, before the Manda, Sumanda, Madhyo, Manda, Bhagyu, Bhadrada, and Prayana, Alpayusa, Sapya, all this Kali Yuga things, quarrel, hypocrisy, all starts. Just try to go back. So here one can compensate for life of frustration by becoming Dhira or leaving home for good without communicating with relatives. And Vidura advises his eldest brother to adopt this way without delay, because very quickly the age of Kali was approaching. A conditioned soul is already degraded by material association. And still in Kali Yuga, the good qualities of man will deteriorate to the lowest standard. And he was advised to leave home before Kali Yuga approached, because atmosphere which was created by Vidura, his valuable instructions on the fact of life, would fade fade away due to the influence of age, which was fast approaching. So one is that the Kali Yuga will have a very bad influence, and it was Dwapara Durga, the worship was Paricharya, yeah. So he could have easily done it and go back because Krishna was already there. And yes, Kali Yuga is approaching. So this is all Vidura is trying to give the seriousness of the situation
This one
to Dhritarashtra, because Dhritarashtra still was not convinced to leave. He still had a thought of a chance of becoming a king or something, or he want to just get supported by them. So he's like, no, don't wait it. Yeah. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati also said to Abhay when he met Srila Prabhupada, no, that it's an emergency. Krishna consciousness is an emergency. And it doesn't matter who rule us, Britishers or Indians, doesn't matter. We have to get freedom from the cycle of birth and death. The freedom of the soul and the body is very important than the freedom of external freedom, what we see. So yes, it's exclusively important that it could not wait, he said. That's why immediately go and spread Krishna consciousness in the West. That's what Bhaktisiddhanta said. So this was to show an emergency. No, it was this emergency situation Vidura was trying to tell to Dhritarashtra, death can come anytime, and also it's better to leave. Okay, so Vidura is chastising to Dhritarashtra. I think verse 26 to 31 is about that, and 28 till 28. So we saw these process. What is the process of stabilizing one's renunciation?
Yam niyam Mataji, yam niyam asan dhyan
Okay,
dharana samadhi.
that was Ashtanga Yoga said. But it was the
Okay.
easy way.
Yeah, chanting lots.
Chanting.
Hearing, chanting,
chanting and
Shravanam, Kirtanam.
yeah, Shravanam Kirtanam. Then we can stabilize it. In the sense, we can reach the stage of, what is the stabilizing stage called? In the 9
Nishtha?
stages of Bhakti, Nishtha.
Dharana,
Yes.
Mataji.
Nishtha.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Nishtha.
In the 9 stages of
Nishtha.
Bhakti, we
Nishtha.
said, yes, Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Nartani Vritti, Nishtha. Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema will come. So Nishtha, that is stabilizing one's renunciation. Before Shraddha, there are, what are the stages?
Satam Kripa Mahat
Satam
Seva.
Kripa
and
Mahat
Satam
Seva,
Kripa, Mahat
Mataji.
Seva,
Mahat Seva and Satam Kripa.
Gurupad Ashraya.
Yeah.
Ashram.
So Satam Kripa and Mahat Seva. Okay, so these two also required. No, before that also there's something called Sadhu Sangha. In the sense,
Sadhu
we have
Sangha.
to associate with devotees. Then in that association, we have to serve the devotee. Then you get their mercy. Okay, and then yes, thing starts. So the 3 class of transcendentalist, who are they? Transcendentalist. We already learned this.
Jnanis, yogis,
Yeah,
and
Jnanis, yogis, and
bhaktas.
Bhaktas.
Bhaktas are also considered transcendentalists, but they are doing Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Okay, and also we saw Dhira, Sannyasi,
Karmi Gyani
Paramahansa.
Karmi Gyani Yogi Mataji.
Karmi is not considered as a transcendentalist. Karmi, because he's in Karma Kanta stage. Might be Karma Yoga, you can say.
Yeah, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga, right?
So devotees are also called as transcendentalists in the sense because they are also realizing the absolute truth, but in person. That's in person. Okay, so okay, so in the 28th verse, it says that you should become a Dhira and go fast. In the sense, before Kali Yuga approaches, because Kali Yuga is already full of degradation and Dhritarashtra was already into it. Okay, so we'll just skip it. Okay, so Narad Muni is next. You can see that Narad Muni shatters Yudhishthira's lamentation or illusion because he was feeling a separation. That comes later. Before that, there are some verses where Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, and Vidura leaves Maharaj Yudhishthira, laments for them. Even though so many things happened, even though they did so many things, still Yudhishthira Maharaj is showing that para dukkha dukhi. In the sense, he's a Vaishnava, so he was feeling that lamentation. So Dhritarashtra is leaving home in the verse 29. Dhritarashtra is enlightened by Vidura and was firmly convinced of the introspective knowledge and cutting strong familial affection. With determination, he left home to set out the path of liberation. So Dhritarashtra finally, because Vidura have said so many things that at least now, at the end stage, Vidura is giving the right instruction. It's not that Vidura is attached to Dhritarashtra, but Vidura is affectionate towards Dhritarashtra, it is said. And the Gandhari, definitely she stays, she follows her husband to the Himalayas at her own risk, because we know that how she blindfolded herself. So Dhritarashtra accepted the Vanaprastha order, therefore his wife was allowed to remain as a voluntary servitor. But in sannyasa stage, no wife can stay with the husband. So Vanaprastha, it doesn't mean just running away from wife or something, just going along to the forest. No, they take their wives also, but then there is no no other desire except for Krishna consciousness to grow. And slowly what happens, they become detached. Then that's when they take sannyas. So both are different. Once I remember this, in Leelamrita it comes, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who was Prabhupada's secretary for a long time. And he got married, like with Prabhupada's permission. So Prabhupada arranged their marriage. And in 2 months, immediately 2 months after marriage, he said, I want to take sannyas. And Prabhupada got shocked. Prabhupada's like, how can that? Because Prabhupada considered all these Matajis as his own daughters. Even when he came to India and all the Matajis were around Prabhupada and all the other sannyasis, godbrothers and all started criticizing Prabhupada. Why are you becoming so close, especially Yamuna Devi Dasi Mataji? So they were always with Prabhupada, walking, going, cooking for Prabhupada, doing some service and like daughters. Prabhupada's like, why should I deny service from my daughters? They are my daughters. Why if you think in a bodily concept, yes, a sannyasi should not take any service from Mataji. But then what is the wrong if a father takes from a spiritual daughter? So in that way, so many Matajis were very what do you say, very much supported by Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada never differentiated, saying that it's the bodily concept, because he said it's like a boat. Whichever boat you got, you have to cross this ocean of material, this thing. So ocean. So when Tamal Krishna Maharaj said that in 2 months I want to take sannyas, Prabhupada was shocked, because Prabhupada's like, she's my daughter and I made you get married. Actually, a sannyasi should not be in marriage, but this is for Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada wanted young girls to get married to devotees itself before they go get married to karmis. So Prabhupada used to select some brahmacharis from the temple and ask some Matajis to get married. And they were like shocked, because one Mataji was saying to me, I didn't come to Krishna consciousness to get married, but Prabhupada made us marry, because a girl should be always protected under her husband, or because the society is like that. So she has to be protected. So Prabhupada does that. And after 2 months of marriage, he's saying, I want to take sannyas. Prabhupada didn't give sannyas. Prabhupada's like, I should think about my daughter also. If I think about you, that's fine. But she will cry, when you take sannyas. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj gave a reply saying that anyway, she has to cry one day. Not today, somewhere else, because I will anyway, even if I'm not taking sannyas also, I have to leave the body and death will come and I have to go. So she has to miss me, or she has to. So before I get entangled. So some people say, why did he even get married? Because in 2 months he could took sannyas. But he, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, entered Grihastha Ashrama to just come out of it. Or in the sense, only you like a robber, no? A thief, when he break opens a house, what is the first thing the thief do? Just entered the house, okay, somehow. What was the first thing he do?
No one is seeing him.
Huh?
No one is seeing him. It ensures that
Okay, he checks all that, but there's one main thing he checks out every time when he enters.
If everyone is
how
sleeping,
to get out. How to
If
get out.
How to get out. See, somehow he broke open one window and entered. The first thing is he'll keep the door open, or he'll see the back door, or he'll see how can I get out of this house once the robbery is done. First thing, he'll make sure that the outside path is opened or it's safe, so that he can just escape through that path. Because he would have entered in a difficult path, he can't go out through that. So similarly, this is like a jail or where we have entered. Now we have to see where we have to get out. The door should be there. That SEVA Dwaram, what do you say? the door of liberation should be open. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered Grihastha Ashrama, and then she was so young, Lakshmi Priya, and then the snake bite happened, and Vishnu Priya again he left her very young age. He took sannyas at the age of 24. So now people will criticize why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left his mother, who's a widow. Okay, she doesn't have a husband, so his father is not there. Then his brother also took sannyas, and now he had only his old mother Sachimata and young wife Vishnupriya. They don't have any support. Still, Mahaprabhu left them and went because he's showing us detachment, or he's showing us how to come out of Grahastha Ashrama or going to Vanaprastha and Sannyas. And there, definitely, he's the Supreme Lord himself, and he's reciprocating to the gopis. It is said in Dwapar Yuga, Krishna could not reciprocate to the gopis, and Krishna always says, Ye Tamam Pravatande. But so in Kali Yuga, he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and how gopis left their family members and went for Rasalila. So Krishna has to reciprocate. So Krishna entered Grihastha as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and came out of it just to reciprocate to the gopis, it is said. Okay, and then Prabhupada didn't allow Tamal Krishna Maharaj to take sannyas. But then when Tamal Krishna Maharaj said that not today, somewhere else, she has to cry. Anyway, husband and wife going together, leaving the body together is very, very rare, very rare. We've seen, but that's because of too much of attachment. It is said after the husband leaves in 1 month, 1 week or something, few days, the wife leaves. It's not every time like that. And it says that time is the time we feel a real vacuum, a kind of but if we are in Krishna consciousness, that's taken positively. Okay, in the sense by Krishna's mercy. So here, finally, Prabhupada agreed, and Prabhupada said, okay, tomorrow is a sannyas, and make the danda ready. By the time, Tamal Krishna Maharaj had already made danda long back and kept, because he knew that Prabhupada will definitely allow me to take sannyas. So that's what. So I don't know what happened to that Mataji after that, but then Ramakrishna Maharaj took sannyas, and he did wonderful preaching, and later on he did so much of service for Srila Prabhupada. So here, okay. So this is what Dhira will quit home, and here Dhritarashtra also left home, and Gandhari followed, because it's a Vanaprastha. It's not like wife doesn't go, she also goes, but the main purpose is for Krishna consciousness. So Yudhishthira, after he came to know that Gandhari and Dhritarashtra had left, he felt so bad, and he started lamenting. So after performing his morning duties, Yudhishthira came to pay respects to the elders, but he couldn't find his uncles, Dhritarashtra, Vidura, or Aunt Gandhari. And then he started lamenting. So Yudhishthira is like, even after the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he was lamenting. No? Why?
Because he felt responsible for everything and taking and killing the sons of his uncle and aunt.
He was thinking that he's the cause of how people left their life, or in the sense the battlefield of Kurukshetra, how so many the Kauravas, but he is not realizing
So
they
here
all
we
got
can
Sarubhya Mukti.
Yeah.
No, they all went back. So they all went back to Godhead, on the sense they all got Sarubhya Mukti. But now he is thinking in a bodily concept, saying that, oh, all of them are going back because of me. So Yudhishthira Maharaj had a guilty feeling that time. And now again, he is very, very feeling guilty for his aunt and uncle to leave. So he's like, when is my old and blind uncle Dhritarashtra? Where is he? And my well-wishing uncle Vidura and mother Gandhari. Did Dhritarashtra and his wife drown themselves in Ganges due to my offense and death of their sons? And he was feeling ungrateful. When our father Pandu departed, these two uncles protected us from all kind of calamities. But that's in the early ages, yes, they protected them. But then later on, Dhritarashtra had a very bad desire to have the kingdom for his children. So Sanjaya then later on says that he could not reply because he was also aggrieved due to compassion and mental agitation. So pacifying his men, he said, I do not know about your uncle and aunt. Okay. So later on, you can see here 38 to 40. 41 to 50, we can see how Narada Muni comes now, and he is shattering Yudhishthira's lamentation, or he dispels Yudhishthira's illusion. He says that it's, there's an analogy you've seen, like in the river, there will be so many small sticks of wood. No? So some sticks, as it flows, what happens? They come close together. You've seen, no? And then after some time, they just separates. So Narad Muni gives a nice example to Yudhishthira saying, this is like Krishna's will. Without Krishna's will, nothing happens. He is the controller. Everything is controlled by him. He is the owner. He decides. If not, if Dhritarashtra, Gandhari doesn't leave now, what else would have happened to them? If they didn't leave and they are still living in with Yudhishthira Maharaj, and after so many years or something, what would have happened?
They would still be attached to the material life only.
No,
And
still.
again,
So what will
repeated
happen to
birth
Dhritarashtra and Gandhari? That's my question.
a repeated birth and death cycle will continue for
In the
them,
sense,
Mataji.
they will die, no?
Yeah.
Dhritarashtra and Gandhari have to leave their body and go. So Narad Muni is asking, even if they stay in your palace, one day they have to leave their body. The soul have to leave the body. Death will come definitely, as sure as death. Prabhupada says, sure in the sense death will definitely come. So they have to leave. So before that, they just left for self-realization. That's it. So he is giving two examples there. One is he's saying about a cow having a rope on its neck, saying that, see, there is a rope and the cow can roam around for some time. But still the rope is under, the cow is under the control. So similarly, we are under the control of the Lord. We are held up by Vedic injunctions. The second thing is saying how a player sets up things and he dispels it by his own. Like you've seen some small kids, they make this brick house and all. And then after some time, they will only break it. Similarly, Krishna does creation or Krishna creates living entities, and he is the one who is destroying also. He's saying that with Narad Muni is consoling with Yudhishthira Maharaj, saying that anyway they have to go. Okay, like Arjuna got consoled by Krishna, no? About Bhishma and Drona. What was it? How Krishna convinced Arjuna about Drona's and Bhishma's death or going to kill them. Something he said, no?
Kalosmi Lokshetra.
Yeah. Okay, he says he's Kalosmi. Now before that, how did he console Arjuna saying the death of
Mataji,
Bhishma?
he said that anyways they are
Pratyuta
going to
Jatu
rejuvenate their bodies. They are
Yeah.
going to be, their bodies will be rejuvenated.
Yes.
And they have done such good deeds that they ultimately anyways they are going to get heavenly planets.
Yeah. So he said
That
two
also
options.
he mentioned.
One, he is saying that Krishna said to Arjuna that Dronacharya, you are really worried about killing Dronacharya because he is your teacher, and he's saying Papa, that sin will come. No, because Dronacharya and Bhishmadev is already in an old body. Anyway, they have to leave. And because they are pious souls or devotees, definitely pious, they'll go to heavenly planets, or they'll just come out of the cycle of birth and death, they'll get moksha. Whatever it is, anyway, they have to die because they will be already in old age. So Krishna convinced Arjuna saying that anyway they have to go. So before that, they're just leaving before in front of the Lord or by the hands of the Lord, they are leaving. So similarly here, Narad Muni is also saying to Yudhishthira Maharaj. So Narad Muni appears there to Yudhishthira Maharaj and saying that separation cannot be prevented. Now they just went. That can happen through death also. Sarva Harashaham, that will take everything from you. So why are you lamenting with this? And don't feel the feeling of separation.
in
It's
the
in a
afternoon.
material platform. He's saying that it's because of godly platform you're feeling the separation, not by the platform of soul. So Narad Muni comes here and he is saying that in the 41st sloka, he says, everything is under Krishna's control. Narada Uvaja, Makashana Sujo Rajan, Yat Ishvara Vasam Jagat, Loga Sapala Yashime Bhanti Bali Vishtuto, Sasamyunakti Bhutani Saeva Vyunakti Cha. So Narad Muni said, O pious king, do not lament for anyone, for everyone is under the control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, all living beings and their leaders carry out worship to be well protected. And it is he who brings them together and disperses them. So this is what Narad Muni gives a nice advice to Yudhishthira Maharaj, saying that it's Krishna who brings us together and it's Krishna who disperses it. And that's why his own sweet will he's doing. And why are you lamenting? Because everything is under Krishna's control. So Narad Muni is indirectly telling Yudhishthira Maharaj, it's Krishna's plan that Krishna wanted Dhritarashtra and Gandhari and all to leave. Why is Krishna so, even though Dhritarashtra did so much sinful activities, Why is Krishna so compassionate to Dhritarashtra that he sends Vidura? Definitely, Krishna as Paramatma would have inspired Vidura to go and give advice to Dhritarashtra.
Because he is Yudhishthira's and other pure devotees' uncle, Mataji, Pandava's uncle. He's
Okay.
related to them in some way. Yeah.
Mataji is just an instrument in the hand of Krishna, Mataji.
He
What
lost
is
all
that?
his sons, no, Mataji.
I didn't get you, Prabhu.
Mataji, just a tool, Mataji.
Okay, like an instrument.
Yes, Mataji.
Who is Dhritarashtra? Is like Dhritarashtra coming out of
He
his...
is the son of Vyasadev, that's why.
in the sense, Dhritarashtra is also an associate, no? Yeah, to become a son of Vyasadev is not easy. Like Pandu and Vidura, like Vyasadev is Supreme Lord himself, no? So Dhritarashtra is not, as Prabhu said, he is becoming an instrument to just do a role of cruelty and all that. But they are not, they are all associates of the Lord. So Lord, what Madbhaktiya Puja Bhi Adhikam, Krishna says his devotees should be worshipped or devotees are protected, no? Always. Name Bhakta Pranashyati. So Dhritarashtra is also Krishna's. The whole Bhagavad Gita he heard, still Dhritarashtra didn't change. At least through Vidura, sending a Vidura. Vidura is also a pure devotee who's representing Krishna only. So Krishna at the right time is sending a representative to Vidura to there, so that Krishna also cares for Dhritarashtra. In the sense, he is also associate of Krishna. Krishna wants them to be protected or saved from more degradation. So he helps. Okay, so here and again in next two slokas, 42 and 43, he gives two examples. One is how a cow is bound by a rope through his nose. Similarly, he says human beings are bound by the Vedic injunctions, which are the Supreme Lord's order, the Dharma. Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. So Dharma is done by the Lord and we have to follow it. Like for example, you are in the jail, if you are somebody is in the jail and there's some rules in the jail, like you're supposed to do this, do this. If they don't do it, they'll be forced to do it. Okay. So we have some laws in our country like traffic rules and that. If we don't do it, then we'll be forced to do it. In the sense, we can't overcome that. Like you can make, Prabhupada says, you can make small rules in your own house. Like some houses have this rule, no screen time, in the sense, no mobiles, laptops during prasadam time, because it's all kind of distracting. So they don't take it. Or some rules that is only in your house. The neighbor will not follow it. But the rule of like a traffic light or whatever, in which the state, the government makes it, that everyone has to follow. So these rules were done by the Lord are called Dharma, and Dharma has to be followed by everyone. And the second example, 43rd sloka, he says, like a player sets up and disperses playthings. Yata kridopa sakaranam samyogya bikama iha ichaya krididusyatam tatayvech shechayandrinam. So what he's saying, as a player sets up and disperses his playthings according to his own sweet will. So the supreme will of the Lord brings men together and separates them. Okay. So it's Krishna's will that the players are brought together and they get separated. So that is Krishna's will, like that log of wood, they go together and at some time they separate. So it's an example given is like in a train, when you go, there'll be different people coming and just going. If it's not a long distance train, it's a short train. Some people enters in some other different timing and they get out early. So whoever you see around you, whoever is sitting, they're all temporary people, no? You don't have any permanent relation with them. If they have come from different station, they'll go. But in the meantime, you might have spoken something, because especially when they see devotees with chanting bag and all, many of us have asked us, where are you from? They think we are aliens coming from a different planet with tilak and kanti and japa bag. They think we are from north or something. They don't even think that we know this local language. But we get a chance to explain to them, and we talk and give them a small card where the Hare Krishna mantra is written. So we used to do that in trains. So, but it's for some time, temporary. We can't say we have a permanent relation with them. So similarly, Prabhupada says in the material life also, whoever comes, husband, wife, children, mother, father. It's all temporary for some time till this body exists. And once the body is gone, it's gone. The relation is also gone. After 4-5 generations, no? Do you all remember your great-great-grandparents 4-5 generations back? 4-5 generations, maybe 2-3 generations we can remember, but beyond that, similarly, our 4-5 generations beyond us, who will remember us? Yeah, like vaguely they say, oh, this person existed. Because now it's not like before, no? The media is the online things are so good that you can save pictures for so many centuries, or you can. So some pictures are great grandchildren might see, but will they really remember us or things? So it's all temporary. So Prabhupada, Narad Muni says, why you're lamenting? It's all done by Krishna. The player set up things, and by his own sweet will he does this. So player set up and disperses play things according to his own sweet will. So Sambhavami Atma Maya. So Krishna, by his own sweet will, he does that. Okay, he sets up things and he destroys also. So in this way, Narad Muni is trying to console Yudhishthira Maharaj, and he's saying that this lamentation in separation is just illusionary affection. It is not for the soul, it's for the body, he said. You are attached to the body of Dhritarashtra or Gandhari and Vidura. So don't be like that. So he's saying that don't get attached to the body, because you have to give up this anxiety which is due to ignorance. And he's also saying, how can we protect anybody? Yeah, 46th sloka. So here it is said, here, Kala karma guna kino deho ayam pancha bhautikaha katam anyam stupo payet sarpat drashto yada param. So this gross material body made up of 5 elements is already under the control of eternal time, Kala, action, karma, and the modes of material nature, guna. How then can it, being already in the job, the serpent, protect others? So you can see in the picture also, the giant serpents. Not only animals, humans also, they can just swallow or hold, and then they coil and sit and they just bite themselves, and that's how they digest. So already in the mouth, already half gone, what can we do? Then we can't just, so kala or time or karma, material modes of nature, gunas, all there. And this body made up of 5 elements, that is Panchabhutas, Bhumi, earth, water, fire, air, ether. So all this, it's already under the control of time, Kala. No, we can say, no, every time the body changes, every time it's like the continuous changes is happening in our body. So definitely Kala is whatever we do. There was a very rich person who wanted to preserve the body. So the body was preserved, a lot of formalin and so many things, but slowly it will start degrading. No, you can't do anything, even if you are the richest or whatever it is, the Kala will come, the time, eternal time. Nobody is beyond that except the Lord. Now the Lord, because he himself is time, he is beyond all that. Time doesn't affect him. He's always Navayamanamcha. So here, already in the jaw of serpent, how can they protect? Why is this analogy used particularly, jaw of serpent? For Dhritarashtra and
Mataji, even we are in the jaws of the Kala.
okay.
So we are also under the influence of time, and time degrades everything. We don't
Remotes. We
see
are
that.
the
We should
example of, or
understand.
we are on the jaws. We are being
No,
caught
for
in the jaw of
Dhritarashtra. Why is this particularly used for Dhritarashtra? Jaw of serpent.
Because he's already old.
Because
So already the age have come. So already, how long he can live. So here, Narad Muni is giving a hint that already he is in the jaw of serpent, means already the process of aging have started. So definitely now we can't do anything, we can't reverse that aging process. So he's already into the time where he has to become serious in self-realization, or that's the high time. Where Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumara acharit pratyo dharman bhagavataniha durlabam manusha janmam tadapi adruvam arthada. So he says, Kaumara acharit pratyo. From the very beginning of our life, we should use human form in the right way. But he is already in the jaw of serpent, means already crossed, means already in the process of aging, or the Kala, the time has already come. Already aging process. See, if he was young, then we can think, we can wait. But now the time have already approached. So Narad Muni is saying, even if Vidura doesn't come, it's time for the Gandhari and Dhritarashtra to leave, because they're already into Vanaprastha stage now. They are supposed to leave if they follow the Varnashram Dharma. Even if Vidura doesn't come, they are supposed to leave. So it's already time now. It's already into the job. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj might ask, what will happen to Dhritarashtra's maintenance? Who will do it? And how he will get protected from animals and all that. So that can be asked by Yudhishthira Maharaj. So, but then Narad Muni again says that it's Krishna who's protecting. Ahastani sahastanam apadani chatuspadan palguni tatra mahatam jivo jivasya jivanam. So jiva jivasya jivanam. Like one living entity has to depend on another living entity for food. So definitely maintenance will happen. Krishna will take care, because the Lord provides everyone's maintenance. Jiva jivasya eko bahunami viditadikaman. Krishna is the one who actually inspires. Prabhupada was saying, in night, okay, it's all very dark. There's a small baby who's crying. The mother is lying somewhere far. The baby gets up and the baby wants milk, very small, and the baby somehow search for the mother, okay, and cries, and the mother comes near. And even if it's dark, the baby exactly know where the mother is, and he or she start drinking the milk. So Prabhupada says, how is the baby really understanding? Like, who is actually inspiring, or who is telling that baby where is his food or whatever he wants? That's the Paramatma inside in using him. Or like, for example, a small whatever, like last week or something. So we were in the beach and we were like, sometimes one, my mentor told me, like, don't bring up your son into Krishna consciousness so much now. Don't pressurize him so much. He should enjoy like other kids also. He should also think that, oh, there is a life beyond this. In the sense, he should know what is what. No? He should not be like starting hating Krishna consciousness once he grow up, thinking that my parents always take me to temple and not for anything else. And so my mentor forced me to take him to beach. So I thought, okay, let him have a beach set and start playing and making Govardhan and with the sand and everything. So there was a birthday party going on, another religious person. So they were like, kids were having birthday party on the beach shore and they were enjoying. So they were cutting the cake and they gave one piece to him because he is young and he was near. So then we realized immediately, oh, that cake will be definitely, it's not eggless. So it has to have, now what to do? He's already tempted. He saw it. Now what to do? So somehow we distracted the mind and, it just deviated. So then he got involved in playing things and forgot about the cake. So we just kept it near another beach side and we just left. Then I just reversed my car and came immediately. 4-5 dogs from where, I don't know, just came to eat the cake. They're like, from where is this inspiration getting? I mean, how are they realizing, knowing? They were not there at all that side at that time. Then they immediately just kept and paid. So it's like Krishna as Parama. You can see ants also, no? We don't know from where it comes in your house. Just a few particles of rice or whatever it is. But if it's prasadam, it's good for them. They can take it. So it's very important. Once Aindradas Prabhu had a cat. And he saw one Mataji giving prasadam to the birds and saying that, oh, this prasadam will purify them and they can become devotees next life. So Aindradas Prabhu is like, my cat also can become devotee. Yes, feed him prasadam daily and let him hear Harinam. So he started doing that, it said. So animals also get benefited. So here, Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking Narad Muni, what will happen to my uncle and aunt? They are old and who will protect them in the forest, or animals will be there? Who will feed them or maintain them? So Narad Muni says, it's Krishna who's maintaining. It's not you who's maintaining your uncle and aunt. It was Krishna only through you. So similarly, Krishna is maintaining us, not our boss or in the office or anything. They are just an instrument through which Krishna is supplying us money, but actually it's the Lord who is maintaining us, it is said. So here in the 47th sloka, he says, you should depend on the Lord because he is the one who is actually maintaining. He himself will maintain Dhritarashtra. And 48th sloka, he says, 48 to 49, he says, focus on that Supreme Lord. It's important to understand Krishna's mission and focus on that Lord. Okay, so he says that like bona fide spiritual masters who look unto the Supreme Lord to cooperate with him are actually qualitatively one with the Lord because of the intentions, and forgetful ones are perverted reflections. Yudhishthira Maharaj is advised by Narada, therefore, not to be disturbed by the efforts of so-called happiness and distress, but to look only to the Lord to execute the mission for which the Lord have descended. That's his prime duty. So Narad Muni, as a spiritual master, comes here and instructs Yudhishthira Maharaj what his goal is. Because focusing on the Lord, what happens? The whole thing, the purpose of life is served. Ayurhadi Vaipumsa Udayan Astam Chayan Aso Tasya Teyar Shanonita Uttama Shloka Vartaya. For somebody who's just living for sense gratification, for them, Udayan Astame, the setting and the rising of the sun will take away his life. Ayurhadi. But Uttama Shloka Vartaya, somebody who's discussing about Krishna, for them, there is no death, in the sense material body might perish, but they eternally live. For a devotee eternally lives. So he says you should understand the mission, because Krishna has now descended onto the earth, and now in Kala Rupa he'll destroy. Okay, so indirectly Narad Muni is giving the hint that Krishna is already going to leave, and Lord has a form of spiritual bliss, but for a demons he appears as time, Kalosmi. And during Yudhishthira Maharaj's reigns, almost all the asuras were killed by the Lord. Now he was awaiting the annihilation of his own dynasty, Yadu dynasty. So Narada, like Vidura, do not disclose the annihilation of Yadus to the Pandavas, but indirectly gave him hint to the Pandavas to wait until the Yadus and the Lord depart. So it's like, just wait, things are going to settle down. And they didn't give the indirectly, they just told them that, okay, the purpose is ending and the Lord is going to go. So Krishna is planning his Moshala Leela, in the sense he's about to wind up the pastime, because again, as we know in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has stayed here and all the pastime should go on. So Narad Muni is giving hint to Maharaj Yudhishthira about that. So he's saying to patiently follow the plan. Okay. And the Lord has completed his duty to help the demigods, and now wait. What remains is annihilation of the Yadus. So the Pandavas may wait as long as he's here on the earth. In the sense, how long Krishna is there, the Pandavas should wait. So, but then Haridas Thakur did another thing, no? What did he do? He didn't wait for the Lord to leave.
He left his body
He left
before the
before
Lord
the
itself.
Lord.
Yeah. That was his last desire. Haridas
Last
Thakur
desire,
fell at
yeah.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet and said, I know that soon you're going to end. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ended his pastime in the age of
48.
48.
48.
Uh,
Yeah, 24 years he was in Grihastha life. 24
And
at
24
24
after
he
that
took
he done.
sannyas,
48 he left
and
the
24 yeah, last 24 he was in
last
Jagannath,
students, yeah.
Last
so in
Jagannath.
sannyas form, and 48 he ended his pastime. So there it is said, it's not how long we live, it's how qualitatively we live. Like 48, just 48, and he's the Supreme Lord, but then he's showing the quality of life important. Some trees might live 500,000 years. What is the use, no? So, but then short life, but very purposeful life. The purpose is served. So here it is said that, yes, so Narad Muni is giving him to Yudhishthira Maharaj, and Krishna is planning the Moshlila, because as some of the Yadus were actually acting whimsically due to the connection with Krishna. Later on, Krishna knows some people will come and say, no, even in Vrindavan also, sometimes they come and say, I am Nityananda Vamshi, or I am belong to that Goswami, this Goswami. And I literally saw one person, he was, his nameplate, or outside the house, it was written, this Goswami. I was like, Goswami, like we know Goswami, Shat Goswamis. But then this is like some Goswami, and they're living like Pakka Grihamedis in Vrindavan. Not like an devotee. This completely, they were like, they are not called as Vrajavasis, they are Vrajanivasis, it is said. They just are born in Vraja because of some pious activities and Ajnana Sukriti, but they are not into Krishna consciousness, or they worship demigods like that. They just live there. So in posh life. So just that Goswami word have taken pride, or they were like so proud saying that I'm this person Goswami. But that was not the Shat Goswamis which we have in our parampara. It was somewhere else, and they're all different Vamshis. So Krishna also, they don't want later on people will come and say, I'm the great grandson of Krishna, and take advantage due to the connection with Krishna. And Krishna wanted to segregate devatas from his eternal associates and get them sent back, or just to go back to their board. And Krishna wanted to stress importance of not offending the Brahmanas, And Krishna did not want Yadus to feel intense separation by departing before their departure. So Krishna wanted to send Yadus first, and then like Haridas Thakur wanted to leave when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is already there. He requested Haridas Thakur, let me leave the body before you leave. So this is what the devotee wants. So some people say, no, like Gandhari cursed and that's what had happened. Or that Rishi who cursed Samba, saying that when Samba kept something in that time and said that I'm pregnant and which child is going to be born. Like, and then Rishis knew that they said that, like, how he'll be giving birth to a log of iron, and it was made into small pieces and thrown in the sea. But then later on, it became like sharp sword, like grass, and the Yadus, they fought among themselves and they killed each other. But this was Krishna's plan. He was winding up. And there were some Devadas also who had come to do the pastime with Krishna. Like when you see in Vrindavan, all the Gopas and everything, demigods also came to become associate of Krishna. So we all have to go back. So this was one Leela they did. And there's only a few more verses try to complete. So here Narad Muni is revealing the future movements of the Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, and Vidura. He's saying that your uncle and aunt are safe. They are going to Himalayas and this place where Ganges flows. And don't worry about that. And also he's saying that Dhritarashtra is engaged in Ashtanga Yoga practice. Okay, 53 to 54 they says that the Dhritarashtra is into Ashtanga Yoga practice, that is he's controlling the mind and senses by Upasanatma, then freedom from thought of family, absorption in Lord Hari, Hari Bhavanaya, and immunity from contaminating the three modes. So he said that the Dhritarashtra is realizing the Supreme Brahman now. So let me see that. So so Gandhari, why was Gandhari called as chaste? Why was Gandhari called as chaste?
She
Yeah,
blindfolded.
she blinded her. Yeah, okay, Mataji, go ahead.
Yeah,
She
one is she blindfolded herself, then
she followed her husband when he went for Vanaprastha also.
wherever he went, she followed.
And Mataji, she was always there for her
Mataji,
husband.
Mataji,
She
even
never
not
left him.
agreeing to, in spite
Even
of
in
not
his
agreeing for the war, she still did not revolt against him, no. So that's what he followed. Dhritarashtra, she knew is not doing the correct thing.
Yeah. So she's been a chaste wife, or as we know, like once she come to know that her husband is going to be blind, immediately she wrapped her eyes, like no other wife would have done it, and she sincerely followed wherever he goes and everything. And yes, so in that way she's chaste. And now what happened? Last 10 slokas, slides are missing. So I'll just go through the Veda base. Dhritarashtra saha bhrata Gandharyascha swabharyaya Dakshinena Himavata Rishinam Ashramam Gata. So Dakshinena Himavata, where did they go? Gandhari and Dhritarashtra to Himalaya and Rishi Ashrama. So he's saying Narad Muni is giving news to Yudhishthira Maharaj, because Narad Muni don't want Yudhishthira Maharaj to lament also, because Yudhishthira is also a devotee of the Lord. So Krishna cannot go directly and tell to Yudhishthira Maharaj, so he sent his representative Narada. So Narad Muni comes, because he's Trikala Jnani, he knows where Dhritarashtra is. So he said, oh Yudhishthira, don't worry, your uncle Dhritarashtra, his brother Vidura, and wife Gandhari have gone to the southern side of Himalaya, where their shelter of great sages, and also it is said Ganges flows there, and they are there safely. And you don't have to worry. Shrotibi Saptabirya.
Mataji,
Yes, Mataji.
what happens to Kunti Maharani?
No, she just left along with, it is said, when the Pandavas, they followed, Kunti Maharani also followed. That's what it is said. That when they came to know the news, now after this, we can see that the 14th chapter is about disappearance of Lord Krishna. So after getting the news, Yudhishthira Maharaj immediately leaves and the Pandavas follow. Kunti Maharani also follow. That's what it said. They just leave.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So here it is said, okay, so in the next verse, it is said that the place where called Sapta Shrota, means 7, divided by 7, the waters of Ganges were divided to 7 branches. They went there, and it was also done for the satisfaction of great, that 7 Sapta Rishis. And they went there. And what did they do? On the bank of Saptashrota, Dhritarashtra is now engaged in doing Ashtanga Yoga by bathing 3 times daily in the morning, noon, afternoon, evening, and by performing Agnihotra sacrifice with fire, drinking only water. This helps one control the mind and senses and free from one completely from the thought of familial affection. So that is what, because his main entanglement was my son, no? The whole war, everything happened. Why? Because he was Mamaka Pandavas Cheva Kimakura. Mamaka, he was completely separating Pandavas from his sons. So the thought of family affection was so much binding Dhritarashtra that he wanted to just get out of it. He did Ashtanga Yoga there. And yoga system, Prabhupada mentions that he has to control the mind, Manatra, Didi, Matraha. Okay, so yoga was done that time. And then, but Prabhupada says the main thing is what? Absorbing the thought of Hari. Yoginam abhisarvesha madgate randaratma shraddhavan bhajate yoma. Krishna says out of all the yogis, bhajan, Buddha's bhajan is the highest. Jijashano jita swasha pratyahruta sada indriyaha Hari Bhavanaya Tvashta Rajasattva Tamomala Hari Bhavanaya. So what should you do? That you should control. He's saying that there in Aradmani says that Dhritarashtra and all, they control the breathing process and they have to concentrate on whom? The absolute personality of God. That's what it is to. And should become immune to the contamination of one's material nature, namely goodness, passion and ignorance. So Dhritarashtra, now we'll see in the next slokas how Dhritarashtra will merge into the Supreme Lord and retain oneness. This merging is not Sayujya. Okay, so I said they are already associates of the Lord. Vijnanatmani samyujya kshetratnye pavilapyatam brahmani atmana madare gatam bharam ivambare. So here Dhritarashtra will have to amalgamate his pure identity with intelligence, merge into the Supreme Being with knowledge. Not just merging, but with knowledge of qualitative oneness. As a living entity with the Supreme Brahman, being freed from the blocked sky, he will have to rise to the spiritual sky. So here, Dhritarashtra will destroy all the impressions arising from material modes and stopping all enjoyment of senses and eating. He is renouncing his material duty, sannyasatmaka, and he will be immovably established. Since Yudhishthira may try to bring Dhritarashtra back, Narada says, do not be an obstacle. Like sometimes Yudhishthira Maharaj may go to, because he came to know he is in Himalayas, Yudhishthira Maharaj may go and bring back his uncle. So Narada says, don't do it, because he's already in the sannyas platform, or he's trying to get away from material attachment. So in any case, Yudhishthira tries to go there for burning the body. Narada says that Dhritarashtra will burn his own body. So what will happen now? Dhritarashtra, because yogis, they can do whatever they want. It is said Dhritarashtra will create fire from his body and he gets burnt. And Gandhari also jumps into it. Okay, we can see. Okay, yeah. So in the next sloka, he says, yeah, he will quit his body most probably on the 5th day and his body will turn to ashes. Okay, so Narada says that wherever Dhritarashtra is going to be now, from 5 days, Dhritarashtra will suit up his body by his mystic power. Okay, so Dhritarashtra is performing Ashtanga Yogi. And you might think, oh, in few days, he became a perfect yogi because they're all associates of the Lord, just for a pastime purpose. He has become like this. And then he say that he's going to create fire or heat from his own body and he's going to turn to ashes. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj might say, oh, no, then I'll bring back Gandhari, not Dhritarashtra. Then Narada says, no, because while observing a husband who will burn to fire by mystic power, along with his cottage, chaste wife will enter into the fire with rapt attention. So don't bring her. Because this is what I said, Gandhari was an ideal chaste lady. She was the best companion for her husband. Because when she saw her husband was into fire, she also immediately moved. And that's what that time it should be done. Because her sons are all died now. So for whom should she live? If her sons were alive, she could have avoided Sati. But then because she's chaste also and all her sons have already died, she also entered into fire with rapt attention. So she says, Narada Muni says to Yudhishthira Maharaj, no need of going to Himalayas searching them. He's already telling what is happening there. He said that from 5 days now, Dhritarashtra is going to it's not happened till now, but Narad Muni is telling us of already what is going to happen. He says that Gandhari also will go into sati rites in the fire of her husband's body together with the hut, along with the hut. So you can't bring. Now you might ask, oh, I can bring Vidura back. Okay, first he thought he'll bring Dhritarashtra, but Dhritarashtra is going to go into ashes. And now Gandhari, she's also committing sati. And what will happen to Vidura? Vidurastu tadascharyam nishamya kurunandana harshashoka yutastasmat gandatirtani shevakaha. Vidura, being affected by the delight and grief, will then leave that place of sacred pilgrimage. He'll go to a pilgrimage place. Vidura will be astonished to see. He was delight and grief. Why? Harsha Shoka. Why both is happening? Harsha and Shoka. Harsha means delight, Shoka means grief. Why both is happening to Vidura?
Mataji, Harsha, because he was happy that at least he has understood and he has taken to the path of spiritual realization, Dhritarashtra.
Yes. Grief?
Because he
losing
was
his
his
brother.
relative.
Because he will
Yeah,
depart
so-
from him.
brother.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
he had
So
an affection for his brother.
yeah, not attachment, but some affection would have
Affection
been
for
there.
his
So
brother. Yeah.
yes, so he was both sorry and he was happy also. Vidura was glad that because he have attained the desired goal of life, like Vidura was happy that his brother have attained the desired goal. Because to go to Ashtanga Yogi also what? Definitely it's a great thing for Dhritarashtra being an Asura to do. And Vidura was glad to learn. And he was sorry that he could not make him a pure devotee. Again,
Yeah.
Dhritarashtra could not become, he became Ashtanga Yogi, but he could not become a pure devotee. And this was Vidura's
Lamentation.
but then because the Dhritarashtra have done a lot of Vaishnava parat, here it is said, because the Dhritarashtra being inimical to the Pandavas who were devotees, an offense at the feet of a Vaishnava is more dangerous. Hati Mata, it is said. So here he could not become a pure devotee. That's very important. So here Prabhupada says, sometimes some Maharajas, I don't remember, they say that their success is mainly because they keep their sadhana strong. They have two wings to fly in Krishna consciousness. One is their sadhana is very strong. No matter what happens, they'll definitely do. I've seen one Maharaj, I think His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. No, he never misses Mangaluru, no?
Yes, never.
Yes,
So
Mataji.
I was in Vrindavan. It was Kartik month. It was crowded, and we could not enter the temple. We were in one corner and just watching Mangalarati. And then immediately I saw His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. He could not walk at that time, and he was like held by two assistants. Still in that crowd, still it was so cold, and Maharaj was so weak. He came for Mangalarati, and then his disciples said me, he never missed Mangalarati. And each Maharaj have one thing, like they have their own specific things. So like that, and yeah, that Maharaj was saying that the thing is, one is your sadhana is strong, whatever happens, you never miss it. Second is no Vaishnava parat. So here Vidura was happy, at the same time sad. Happy because yes, he attained the goal of life, or he tried to at least go to Ashtanga, but he didn't become a pure devotee. So he was sorry that he could not make his brother a pure devotee. Why? Because of Vidura being offensive to the Pandavas who were devotees, or it's like a Vaishnava aparad, it is said. Okay, so this is both lamenting and happy. The last verse.
So Mataji, he did not go back home back to Godhead?
He went, but not as a pure devotee. In the sense, what do you say? He was an associate of the Lord. Okay, associate can be of different category, no? Different categories they can be, or different rasas they can have. So in that way, he was not a pure devotee as such. Yes, definitely, because he's an associate, he got Sarupya Mukti and went back. Okay. Yeah, so this is Dhritarashtra, and 100 years back, or 50 life back, yes, he killed the eggs of the bird, which was 100 eggs, and that's how he took 50 births to get the punya to have the sons, and in the 50th birth, he became Dhritarashtra. Not just for a pastime purpose, it is showing that how karma comes back, because you might question, how is an associate and still blind? How is an associate and his 100 sons died? So that just to show how karma comes. And it's not Sayuja again. It is associate. They are associated, it is said. Okay. Yeah. So there is no history of saying that how Dhritarashtra have a next life. Like, for example, we can see how Bharat Maharaj became a deer, became Jada Bharat, Indradumna Maharaj became the Jendra. But nowhere it is mentioned how Dhritarashtra again took a birth or something in the history, in the pastime purpose of the Lord. So we can assume that definitely he's an associate and he went back, but not as a pure devotee. In the sense, there are different liberation itself have different sections, no? Sarupya, Samipya, Salokya, Sashti. But a pure devotee is beyond all this. There are different realms and different Vaikunta planets where we can. Like Bhishma, they went to the Vaikunta where Krishna is in Parthasarathi form. There is another Vaikunta, not in that near Goloka. Like that, different sections are there to understand how the Bhakti or liberation process is. Here,
So
specifically
Mataji,
not
he
mentioned.
didn't merge into Brahman, is it? Because he was doing Ashtanga Yoga, he was following the Ashtanga Yogi processes. So
That's not here it is said.
can we say that liberation, yeah, merging into
Not
Brahman?
Sayuja, it is not mentioned. See, Dhritarashtra merged into the Supreme Being, realizing his qualitative oneness, not merging into a Brahmajyoti. It's not merging, not
Yes,
Sayuja.
sure.
And Vidura, Vidura will go to the pilgrimage. He was both delighted and aggrieved because he was astonished to see Dhritarashtra's marvelous transformation. At the same time, he was sorry because Dhritarashtra could not become a pure devotee. So because Dhritarashtra is an offender and he could attain only liberation, not prema. That is specifically mentioned. He have not got prema stage. That's what I said. That is different categories of liberation. Some can come to the gopis or gopas level. Some can be just a cow in Vrindavan, Shantaras, and different, not in Premaras. So there are different rasas with which even 12 primary, 5 primary and 7 secondary rasas. So secondary rasas can also be included. So there are different levels of liberation also. So in the last sloka it says, Iti Ukvada Ruhu Swargam Narada Sahatum Yudhishthiro Vachastasya Hriti. So what is it doing? Having spoken thus, the great sage Narada, along with his Veena, ascended into his outer space. Yudhishthira kept his instruction in his heart and was able to get rid of all lamentation. See, so Krishna sends somebody to take care of his devotees. Krishna knows Yudhishthira is going to lament when Vidura and Gandhari and Dhritarashtra leave. But he is giving, because Yudhishthira Maharaj as a king could have gone in search of them, but Krishna's Narad Muni stopped him and said, don't go behind them. They're already going to leave the body and there's no use of going. And here saying this, Narad Muni is ascended and Maharaj Yudhishthira kept his instruction and he became free from lamentation. So Prabhupada says here how a spiritual master comes and helps us. Already discussed that he became a pure devotee by the association. That how Narad Muni became an eternal spaceman. He could just go anywhere and come. No? So one should therefore try to follow the footsteps of Narad Muni and not just make effort to reach other planetary system by mechanical means, because he have become devotee by devotional service. And so Yudhishthira Maharaj was a pious king. And so Narad Muni wanted to give instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj, and then because Yudhishthira Maharaj was lamenting and he's a devotee, the Lord sends help. Okay. So we'll stop here. Any no verse to memorize this chapter? No.
One verse,
There
Mataji.
is one, Mataji.
130,
Kirti
10.
Kurvanti Tirtham.
10th sloka is memorizing
10th
sloka,
shloka.
Mataji.
10th sloka. So can we keep Bhavat Vita Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vido Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani. Okay, Swantastena Gitavad. Only one sloka. So can we do it next week? Sloka exam,
Yes.
30th.
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So 30th we'll have sloka exam and 6th we have theory. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
So you get more time for theory.
Mataji, can I place a request, Mataji? Can we have it in 2 parts, Mataji? The closed book test, Mataji. Because it is too big, Mataji. It's 60 verses.
Or maybe just the question bank, Mataji.
Mataji, can we have it from the question bank only?
Yes, please,
Yeah,
Mataji.
Mataji, we're
Too
making
much.
60, 200 questions, 300
It's
questions.
brain
we are sitting
taxing
and
these
making,
days, Mataji. It's becoming too
60
much.
verses, Mataji. It will be
From,
more.
Mataji, you can give it from the question bank, no?
30
Yes,
verses
Mataji,
first and
please. We
30
can
verses
stick to the
next.
question bank.
Questions are set from the temple now. What can we do? I mean, it's universal questions. In the sense, the same question paper is getting translated in all different languages and all teachers are using only that. So we have to follow that. What is like, even though the questions are difficult, the correction is very liberal, no? Hardly we decrease any marks. So it doesn't make any difference for you. And in 2 sections, Prabhu, it will be too hectic for you. Instead of 10 questions, there might be many then, if you make it to 2 parts.
Mataji, the purports are too long, then there are many questions being
Yes, Mataji, we
formed
will have
out
at
of
least time.
one
First
verse
30
also.
verses we can prepare very well, and for the
Mataji, I'm
next we
not
can.
available on 6th.
No, so then it might be on 13th. We can, so you all get some more time.
Yeah,
Because
Mataji,
13th.
13th,
we
no,
just skip?
please. Mataji, 13th, no, I am not here.
13th, we are not there. So what can I do? See, the 30th, I think we have boat festival here because it is Varaha Dwadashi, no? 30th is Varaha and 31st is Nityananda Trayadashi.
Yes, 31st is
Yeah.
Nityananda Trayadashi.
Yeah, I think 30th is boat festival. So I don't know whether I'll be able to take up the exam and give exam because there'll be a lot of service and a lot of sound. How can I take the exam? Give the sloka. So because 29th is Ekadashi, I remember 30th is Varaha Dwadashi. Prabhu's planning for boat festival. Let me know. I'll let you know. If it's not there, I can take up give a sloka. 31st, okay. Then 6th and 13th, we can just shuffle and do. Those are not available on 13th can write exam on 6th or might be after that some other time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better to
Thank you,
take it
Mataji.
early. 6th then.
What happened?
But the 13th, I'm not there. I have to travel.
Yeah, then might be some other time, some other day. Okay, you can take up the
Mataji,
exam.
can we have just the 2-liners then instead of, even if it is of 4 marks or 3 marks, is it okay? Because we can have just one exam for all the verses, but since it's too much actually, it's affecting the brain now these days.
No, just
Too much.
read through
Difficult
the
to.
booklets. Divide and read. See, sometimes you read everything together. No, 10 slokas a day. That will really help you. 10 slokas enough. Just read through 10 slokas and you'll get an idea. If you just go on reading, then sometimes it might be just divide it according to the this topic that is given. No, like okay, Narad Muni pacifying or something like that. If you have Bhagavat Subodhini, it's going to be easy to learn.
Yes,
You have
remembering is a problem. Yes, Mataji, we
The
prepare
Bhagavad
everything
we can't give
completely,
exam,
but
Mataji. We can't write. the
yes,
exam.
Mataji, it doesn't cover the major points which are covered in the which come as the question in the exam, from
See, you
Subodhini.
people are telling so much things. Next, this Monday, you have started Bhakti Vaibav from a long time back, and the fast track is almost in 13th chapter. They're finishing 13th chapter on Monday, this Monday, day after tomorrow, and they have already the second exam is going on tomorrow. How many chapters they have? 5-6 chapters at stress.
Mataji, just 10
stretch.
questions are there in the question bank. Nothing
Mataji,
much
they are
for
giving
them.
from the question bank there.
Yes, Mataji,
But
nothing else.
that is because daily they listen to class and some advantage has to be given to them. You have only once a week class. So they have daily
Can we
class,
not
they
have it there then?
so many exams. So you can write exam there if you want. Because it will be so many chapters. See, this I can't do anything. I'm not the deciding authority. It's Namanishta Prabhu who decides. So there's a standard question paper set and we follow it. What can I do?
Mataji, this is not the same as the fast track question paper here and there. It's not the same.
I don't know. Fast
Yes,
track, I am
Mataji.
not taking care of auto exams. I just come and do a class and go. So
Mataji,
now,
you
who's
also,
this?
in case if we have a short question bank kind of a thing here also then
I don't know. Question bank
for
is
the
there.
exam, Mataji, please decide something for us, no?
No, what is this? It's just spoon feeding, no? Just studying the exam from the question, answers from the question bank and vomit in the exam. What is there? Everyone is going to get good marks and you're going to be very happy, because you know all the questions. You did that in Bhakti Shastri already, no? And Bhakti Vaibhav also you want that. And next time we start Bhakti Sarva, Veda, Sarvavama, Bhakti
Mataji, if we
Vedanta.
have some 2-3 weeks, maybe we can do it, Mataji.
Yeah, that's what. I'll give you more time.
Yes,
That's what I
yes.
said. Next week you take a break and then 6th and 13th you learn. Okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Can't do anything. It's
Mataji,
just
not
coming from
possible
the
on
temple. I
13th,
just
Mataji.
take it.
Mataji, put another weekday by 13th, Mataji. You can put a little on a weekday here or there.
27, it will be like so delayed then. You will be just, we'll see
20th,
that.
Mataji, it won't be 27, it will be 20th.
Yeah, then I have to take Sloka exam also. Now, when will I take Sloka then?
That you can take on 6th,
Oh.
no, Mataji, if you are not taking on
See, it's
30th.
just you are saying whenever you are free, Mataji, you have to take care of the whole class. We should not become selfish. We should say what is convenient for all of them. That's what we follow. We can't just say I'm not available this date, so let the whole class take exam on the other date. No.
Mataji,
So
the chapter is long.
wherever
only.
Wherever your all devotees are there, whenever it's announced, you take. If you're not available, you can take at some other time. Okay, that's what it is done. Okay. And the question paper is coming from the temple. I can't do anything. I don't even see the question paper sometimes. I just take on the previous day and then cut, copy, paste, and just send it to you. So, but then the correction is very, very liberal. Sometimes I feel the answer is not at all to the point. Still, I give marks instead of putting 0. So, just to encourage the devotees. Prabhu said it should be liberal correction. So it just encourage. See, when it comes to the question bank, because I have seen devotees doing, they just learn only the question bank answer. They don't even read the whole purport. I have seen devotees like that. To avoid that, this is happening. I've seen their books being marked like kids do, no? That this is question number 1, this question number 2, and it's been underlined and bracketed, and only they know only that. They don't know the next part of the purport also. I like, oh, this Prabhupada gives beautiful analogy in that purport. Really? It's not in the question bank, no? So we didn't learn. Like, that's not the way you answer. It's not in the question bank, so you don't learn. They just learn what is there in the question bank because they're sure that's going to come, and they learn only that. Some devotees are very lazy. They ask other devotees, where is the answer? And then they learn that. And one Mataji, then she prepares the answers and send it to everyone. All things happening. We have seen everything. Okay. We have seen different batches, multiple batches going through what all things. So all teachers, we get together with Namanishta Prabhu. We have meetings every week and we discuss all these things. And that's how final decisions are taken. So we can't help. Just read the purport, relax. I'll give you more time. Okay. I'll give you more time. Might be you can take, as Mataji said, 20, 27. You can take whenever long time so that you have, you can read 10 slokas per day, you can finish. If you do 10 slokas per day, 6 days, you're done 60 slokas, no? Can't do that. 10 slokas, how long it will take to read? Okay, try. Anyway,
Mataji,
verse
just the
everyone have learned,
two-liners.
no?
Mataji, in case if we have to cover, we'll cover, but we'll write small, short answers.
Let's see. Okay.
I hope
Okay, I
that
think
is
I can
fine,
finish.
Mataji.
I can end. I've never seen any batch doing this. Never any batch have given so much pressure into exam. They just come here, Bhagavatam, learn, and exam is secondary. But your batch is like so much into exam. No, don't be like that. You are here to learn Bhagavatam and relish Bhagavatam and understand. Exam is just secondary. Okay. Marks are all secondary. Nobody's going to ask your Bhakti Vaibav marks. So it's all secondary. And it's very liberal correction. Just concentrate on the purports of Srila Prabhupada. It's nectar. Just read it. That's it. Okay. And then Krishna will give the Buddhi Yoga. Let's see. Okay. Vanchakalpadarupasya kriva sindhupe vacha patitana pavane vaishnavibhyo namo namah Kodi Vaishnavadiki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you.